Hello, this is Ian, the Itinerant Gamer, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena gameplay video. I'm trying out a new microphone setup today, so you'll have to let me know how it sounds. In the next video after this one, I'll switch back to the old mic, so you can compare the two, and let me know which one you prefer. So this is the new setup. It's a new USB headset that I bought, which seems to have a pretty good microphone. Anyhow, today I thought what we'd do is we'd have another run in Historic with the collected Cattery deck. This is a deck that I saw AliasV playing on one of her streams. And it was a lot of fun. I've given it some test runs earlier, and it's a lot of fun to pilot. We don't really have anything really in the way of removal, but because we have a lot of lifelink and a lot of protection for our cats, shouldn't really need it. I mean, we've got to settle a wreckage for some desperate times against, Muxus goblins, things like that, to take control of the game just after they get all their goblins out with Muxus. When they take their big swing, hopefully we've got this in hand by that time, and we can just wipe them out. And I've seen when I do that, sometimes people just concede out of frustration because they know that puts them far too far behind. So as our companion, we've got Kahira, the Orphan Guard. And because we've just got cats in our deck, we can use this as our companion. And of course, it costs 3 to bring into our hand. And of course, our opponent will know we're planning on playing Kahira in the next turn or two. And of course, it gives all of our cats +1/+1 and vigilance. Super useful. I haven't used this ability much in some of my test matches, but it has come in handy once or twice. Then for hopefully our turn 1 plays, we've got our Sacred Cat. So 1/1 for 1 white. And it's got lifelink and embalm, which should be super handy. Someone removes the cat, we can bring it back the next turn. Leonin Vanguard, of course, gets +1/+1. Till end of turn, we gain 1 life, as long as you control 3 or more creatures, and we go to fight. Also super useful in this deck because there is a fair bit of life gain. Not every creature in here has life gain, but it can be useful for that. And of course, we've got our Pride Mates. I got 2 different types in here because why not? Heroic Intervention to protect our cats from removal. Our Bronze-Hide Lion here can protect itself for a green and a white. And also, something I haven't really used yet, and that is when it dies, we can return it back as an aura enchantment onto another creature, one of our other cats, perhaps, making it indestructible. So we could use it when it dies to protect another cat from dying. And it doesn't mention it's a sorcery speed, so I'm assuming we could use that at instant speed, assuming we have 2 mana up. Unbreakable Formation is somewhat of a combat trick. I've used this both in the main phase for a game-winning swing in for the addendum cost, and also, of course, just to protect our entire board of cats. Feline Sovereign for 2 and a green. Give an Anthem effect to all of our cats. And incidentally, protection from dogs, if we happen to come up against a Boros Doggies deck, for instance. And another ability I have found useful a couple of times against things like decks with playing ley lines is if it happens to get through for damage, we can destroy their ley lines. Or, for instance, the Cavalcade of Calamity deck. We can destroy their Cavalcade of Calamity if we happen to live through turn 3 and get to swing in. I've had at least one opponent not recall that ability, and end up conceding when I swing in and destroy their key enchantment piece. And we go to Pride Sorum for 2 and a green. And it gets +1/+1 for all the other cats we get. So if we've been playing some of these other ones, they're either our low-cost guys or some of our other higher-up curve things, like a Johnny here, who can produce cat tokens, well, pride mates essentially. And our collected company here, where we can dump 2 cats onto the board. And of course, a Regal Caracal that will also generate cat tokens. So this guy could really pump up pretty large. And also something I've used quite a bit is his Exert ability to put 2 creature tokens with lifelink onto the board as blockers, which then we're going to gain life off of when we chump with them. Super extra handy. Okay, Johnny Strength of the Pride for 2 and 2 white. We can +1 him to just gain some lifelink. We've gotten wide with our cat tokens. And this will be at probably turn 5 play, really realistically. If we're lucky, turn 4, but because we don't really have any ramp in the deck, turn 5 is more likely, I would say. We can gain a whole ton of life and also pump up our pride mates at the same time. And if we don't want to do that, we can -2 him right when he comes to the board to generate a 2/2 pride mate. Pretty handy. And then the next turn +1 him to pump up that pride mate. And then his 0 ability there, where we can nuke all artifacts and creature as long as we have at least 15 more than our starting life total. Now, I haven't had that happen in practice games, but still, could be handy. Settle a Wreckage again for going against the go wide strategy. I've dealt with that, especially when dealing with a whole horde of flyers, dragons, and such. I've been able to steal the victory back from the opponent in the last minute with this one. And we've got Collected Company. Again, I mentioned before, we can dump 2 cats straight onto the battlefield. Super useful. And also, if we happen to be flooding out, we could just use this to pull through our deck a little bit. A Johnny the Great-Hearted for 2, a green and a white. Give all our cats vigilance. We could gain 3 life, which again will pump up our pride mates. Or we can also pump up, say we already, if we're lucky enough, we've gone long, pump up our Strength of the Pride along with himself and our entire party with +1/+1. Then a Rico Caracal for 3 and 2 white. Pump up and give lifelink to all of our cats. Well, basically all of our creatures that we already have out on the board. So another Anthem effect. And it's also going to generate 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens. So they will essentially become 2/2s right off the bat with lifelink. Super useful again for chumping out or just going wide. Then for our land base, we have Castle Ardenvale, which we could, if we were running low on creatures, use to generate a human creature token. Other than that, it's just here as a tap land. We'll come in tapped unless we already have a plains on board. For flooding, we can cycle this desert. And then some basics. Same goes for this guy. For flooding out, we could cycle this for 2 to maybe get closer to one of our creatures. 3 forests with the 3 plains. Some Petal Grove. Again, dual land that will come into play unless we control either a forest or a plains first. A shockland, traditional dual shocklands. And Scrylands. That's it for the deck. Let's go in and play a game with it, shall we? Okay. Limit 7? Maybe initials? Okay, let's see. This land base looking pretty good. We got a Vanguard for turn 1. Caracol's kind of off curve. We've got Sovereign. This isn't bad, actually. Don't really have a lot for turn 2, but you know what? I think we get punished. We've only gone down from this, so I think we're going to keep this. And we will keep this. And a Mewtwo, I'm not that fond of that pet. The sort of crackling noises it makes. Okay. Let's see, we do have a turn 1 play, so let's drop you. And you. Got ourselves Aura's deck. What is lifelink? Mono white weenies, perhaps? I love this new pet. His actions are funny. And the noises he makes are not particularly obnoxious either. Ah, Bishop of Wings, great card. I love this in Angels decks. Kind of scary for us, though, all the same. Okay, so we don't really have a turn 2 play, so I think we drop a tap land for this turn. We have any other? Let's see, how many cards we have in hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll drop him out. We can scry one to see what we're going to get next turn. Yeah, let's do that. See what we're going to get. Let's see, we've got 3 lands in hand already. I think we need a creature more. So I think we'll bottom that. Okay, let's see. Do we want to attack in? I say no. Oops. Ooh, Resplendent Angel. Yikes. Could be a problem for us. This card is pretty darn good. Yeah, they're definitely on the life gain train. Well, that's for sure. Okay. So, let's see. What do we want to play out here? Probably this one, I would say, rather than our Pride Sovereign. Though this one will start burping out. Well, this one here, I think we want to drop you so we can exert you and produce all sorts of tokens. So let's see here. Let's drop you since we're not really planning on. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, right. Duh. I can't count. No attacks. Silly, silly me. Oh well. All in all, I'm not sure it matters. Let's see. So they can gain. So you are going to generate angels. Okay. Let's drop a forest. So now we have some options. We can either drop our Pride Sovereign and exert it next turn. I think we want to do Collected Company, though. Yeah, I think so. That's the most mana efficient turn. Yeah, they're just going to be attacking us with the angel. And we will indeed drop both of these on the board. And let's see here. I'd say no attacks. Again, this angel. They're not going to be able to gain 5 life this turn yet. Until, well, they could tap. No, that won't. Give it lifelink. Oh, you gain 4 life. Okay. Yeah, their deck is going off. They're drawing all their answers. Woo. Yep. We're in trouble here, guys. Big, big trouble. I love angels, though. It's such a fun archetype to build and play. Beautiful. Ah. Nice. All right. Really, really sweet. Okay. You gotta just admire it when the opponent's deck goes off like that. This is a game. We're supposed to be having fun here. So let's do that, eh? Okay. Let's see. I think we'll drop this fine kitty. Let's see. Do we want to swing in at this point? Let's see. They have already 15 lethal in the air next turn anyway, which we can't block out. So I say we take a big swing and see what happens. Yep, they'll end up burping out all sorts of things. This will... I'm not sure it matters. Nope. Order of operations does not matter. They'll burp out more angels on their turn. There we go. Bishop Wings goes off like crazy. Let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20. Good game, opponent. Oh. They may have their... Oh, they're muted, so they can't, of course. Well, if they didn't use that pet, I wouldn't have to mute you. Look at their life total. 128, just nuts. Well, let's see here. How are we doing? Okay. I think that's going to do it for this video. In the next one, we'll have another go with this, and hopefully we won't end up against that deck again. That was a rough deck to go up against. If I'd known we were going up against that, I might have mulliganed a bit harder. Having said all of that, I want to thank you for watching. Have a good one, no matter where you are. Take care. Bye for now. This has been Ian, the Itinerant Gamer, and thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing.